I'm reading a book about habits.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty interesting.
What's it called?
It's called The Power of Habit. I don't know how I ended up getting it. Sometimes I just see a book or...
Habits are fucking fascinating things, man.
But do you know that you're... Like, most of the things you do...
Are habits.
Are habits.
Yes.
90% or something like that of actions you take are habitual.
Oh, yeah.
You know who...
Like, okay, you pick up that bottle of water and drink. You're not
even thinking about it.
It's like that.
Yes.
It's not... It's automatic, you know? So, and then they talk about these keystone habits.
Ooh.
And if you can... Because say you want to write a book or...
Quit smoking.
Or quit smoking. And it's like, it's a really daunting idea to just go from 0 to 100% of whatever your goal is.
Mm-hmm.
If you do a little keystone habit, force yourself to do one little thing, that'll trickle down through your life of good habits.
And other things, yeah.
Other things.
Good habits create other good habits.
Yeah.
So like if I write 12 minutes a day, I'll stop masturbating 12 minutes a day. No.
Yeah, if you write 12 minutes a day,
I'll do other things like that regularly.
Like, since you're training yourself to do something positive, you'll all of a sudden you'll even be like eating healthier. Right. You'll be like sleeping better.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, if you force yourself,
just one thing.
Yeah, if you're like, okay, instead of getting up late, I'm just going to go for a walk around the block in the morning.
Yeah.
Once you start doing that, you'll be like, oh, I'm not going to eat that donut. And then you're like, you'll sleep better.
I'm going to clean more.
Yeah. Everything else gets better because you do these, you get good keystone habits.
That's really cool.
Everything is everything.
Yeah. What?
That's what, Donny Hathaway, everything is everything.
Is that a disco song?
It's a soul song, but it's like, I think that's true to a lot of things.
I've noticed that if I meditate every morning, everything else in my life gets better. So that seems to verify what you're talking about there.
You know what's funny is the opposite is true too. I find if I'm angry about something, it just makes me more angry about other things that I wasn't angry about.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm pissed that I'm pissed that I'm pissed that I'm pissed.
Yeah, I find if I exercise, then everything else is better.
Yeah.
I'm in a better mood. I sleep better.
You know what it is, man?
I get more work done. I'm more creative. It's like ridiculous.
If everything you do is a habit, then you're a slave. And you don't even know it.
But if you're a slave to good habits, that's why I'm reading the book.
Well, I think there's something when you've been habituated to some life pattern that is unhealthy, and suddenly you begin to overcome just one thing, then you have this new sense of power that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they
feel helpless.
They feel helpless because they're locked into this automaton that's doing these endless repetitive things over and over again. And because I know when I get stuck in a mode like that, I'll think like, you know what? Today's the day that I'm going to clean my house. And then it's the end of the day and you haven't done it. And then your sense of power is diminished.
Because you failed at doing the thing you said you'd do. That's so easy to do, but yet you failed.
You failed.
Also, so another thing to do is make lists. This book talks about that too. Wow. And I do that sometimes. I'll start the day off. If I have a day off and I want to get a bunch of shit done, I'll write it down. Then I'll just put it in my pocket and I'll usually knock out most of those things. Because otherwise I'm just lost in space, and I'll just look. I'll be like, oh, there's a rake over there. I'll do something else that was not on the list.
And then the list. Also, what's cool about lists is at the end it gives you that same feeling of accomplishment. You look at it and you look at all the shit you did that day. You're like, oh, cool. I got a lot of stuff done. It's like and also marking shit off a list. You're going for those dopamine hits, every time
you check one thing off, you get it's a little like on Facebook like.
It's like getting out of debt too, man. Every time you pay off something, you get this weird lightness that comes in. You're like, all right, I'm free of that little shackle.
That fucking shackles. Ugh. Shackles.
I've been reading this blog called Man vs. Debt.
Really?
And this guy and his wife, it has all kinds of stories like this, but I think they were like, just, stuck in a cubicle, living this life that they were like, buying a car to pay off the car, to go to work, to pay off the car, to go, just like this rat race circle. And they decided that they're going to sell everything. They sold like everything except like 2 little bags and like went on and they had a baby, and they like went to Australia, went on this like amazing vacation, and then they're debt free.
Wow.
There's this. I talked about it before. This guy Tom Hodgkinson has a book called How to Be Free. It's the same sort of thing. He talks about how all that stuff is like it's self-made. Like we impose our own limits. Like debt doesn't exist. It doesn't really exist. It's just,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's not really there. It's not real.
All I want to do in my life is just be free.
You are free, Doug.
And I have such a desire to be free that it hurts me in other ways, though.
Do you want to ride on my bike with me?
I do.
How does it hurt you?
I don't have relationships because I want to be free.
Right.
I think that's why. I'm not good at having a girlfriend.
What if the girlfriend you had
Because
was
I just
like
want to be
didn't
free.
give a shit about anything? What if she was like, "You're free, Doug"? Maybe you do have a girlfriend. It's your bike.
That's sad.
I don't mean that literally.
Do you feel lonely? Do you feel sad, Doug?
Hello.
At night when you're sitting in your house
Jesus Christ.
and the shadows move slowly across the wall?
The Freemasons are here.
When Joe walks in,
Jesus Christ.
his eyes glazed, all fucked up on bath salts, hobbling back.
There's only one man. There is only one God.
Do you feel something inside of you, Doug?
One true
Do you feel the void, that swirling emptiness, impossible to fill? No amount of alcohol, no amount of drugs seems to quench it.
LaCroix.
You stumble eternally through the desert of nothingness, hoping to find some form that you can grasp onto, but you realize that everything's falling apart.
Alkaline water.
As you plummet towards the void, you begin to wonder if you've made terrible mistakes. Where's your child? Where's your wife?
Cable TV.
What are you? How come you're not living the American dream?
Where's my wife? Where's my child?
Is this my house? Is this my wife?
I got this house.
Yet,
But where's the wife?
still not satisfied. Have you ever heard the story of the dog, the Indian? Have you ever heard the story? There's a dog. Keep playing this music, goes right along with it. A dog in an Indian village is starving. An emaciated dog finds an old dry bone. Its teeth had fallen out long ago because it didn't have the proper dog diet, and so it began to chew on the bone until the bone cut into the flesh of its gums, and it tasted its own blood, and began to think, this is a delicious bone, when really it was just eating itself. This is the situation when man tries to find pleasure in the material universe. It's a foolish errand, the original mistake, the idea that something material can satisfy this great longing inside of you, which is nothing more than the longing to connect with the supreme, the divine, the eternal, the transcendent love intelligence in all things.
Hello?
Whenever you try to fill that void up with something in matter, some lifeless inorganic form, a house, a car, whenever you try to fill that void with something outside of yourself,
Oh shit, it's over.
you die a little death.
Oh, petit mot.
How do we avoid that, Duncan?
Play the other music, I'll tell you.
The winter music or the I know what you're talking about.
The key is to rent.
The key
It's
is
to rent.
to rent.
And that's why we're opening a new rental property.
Into
VR rentals. Oculus VR rentals.
Listen.
What's the solution, Duncan? Is it the Oculus Rift?
No.
Because I need to be free.
The Oculus Rift's a diversion.
Pretty damn good one.
Is a book? Would you consider like books and like? Is that a material possession?
You see, what they say is that you are free. And no matter what you do, you're free because you're connected to infinity. You are, in fact, an expansion of the infinite love field that exists in all things. You're free. And your journey is a journey of waking up to that realization that no matter whether you have a job that you might not like right now, whether you might be in a relationship that you might not like, that you are completely and absolutely free. And the sooner you wake up to that, the happiness that exists inside of you no matter what the external circumstances are, the moment you wake up to the fact that you exist in a perfect universe and that you are a special, unique manifestation of the God intelligence It exists in all things. And the sooner you'll let go of the game that you're playing, where you have to have some condition to be free. Ultimate freedom is not being dependent on conditions.
There's a spider in my fan.
I'd like to thank Monsanto for bringing me here.
Thanks,
also,
Monsanto.
American Airlines.
I'd like to thank J.P. Morgan Chase. I'd like to thank Goldman Sachs. All my boys over there for getting this economy back up to the highest level in record history today.
Fuck yes.
Thanks, guys.
The economy's booming.
Thanks, guys,
My
so
fucking
much.
stocks have gone up by $9,000 in the last 24 hours. And I want to give a big thanks to Roger Waters.
Ooh, some real slick guitar moves there.
I would like to give a shout out to John Waters. Please make more movies, John.
I'm trying to.
John, we're waiting for your next movie.
All right, let's...
All we have is shit movies like Gravity. We need something that's got some balls.
Could you imagine if he made
We need some movies with balls.
I gotta go.
Duncan has to go.
Thanks, Duncan.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Doug. I love you guys.
Good night.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Love ya.